Let's talk about visceral fat. You know, that dangerous hidden fat that kind of wraps itself around your internal organs. Dealing with it can feel like this huge, overwhelming task. But what if the solution wasn't some crazy diet or a brutal gym routine? Today, we're going to dive into a really gentle, time-tested approach from Japan that's all about simple, daily habits.
So, let's just start with this question, because it really gets to the heart of everything we're about to cover. This is not about punishing yourself. It's about a totally different way of living, and more importantly, listening to your own body.
To really understand this, I want to tell you the story of a guy named Hiro. His life in the city of Nagoya probably sounds pretty familiar to a lot of us, right? Long, 12-hour days at a desk, fueled by whatever was fast and easy from the convenience store. It's that modern lifestyle that really takes a toll, often in ways you don't even see at first.
And that toll? Well, it became crystal clear during a doctor's visit. This was Hiro's wake-up call, a really stark warning that the problem wasn't just about his weight on a scale, but about this specific, dangerous kind of fat building up inside his body. And that moment, right there, is what sent him on a path back to the simple habits he'd grown up with.
Okay, so let's properly define what we're up against here, because we're not talking about the fat you can pinch. We're talking about something way more serious.
So what makes visceral fat so bad? Well, it's what they call metabolically active. It's not just sitting there. It's actually pumping out inflammatory stuff and hormones that can seriously mess with your body's normal functions. And that's what leads to those major health risks. That's why that doctor's warning was so important.
The journey to fix this doesn't start with intensity. It starts with mindfulness. Hiro basically rediscovered 4 key habits that have to do with how we eat and how we move every single day.
So, the first and maybe the most powerful principle of all is something called hara hachibu. It's this ancient idea from Okinawa, a place that's famous for how long people live there. And the concept is incredibly simple. Just eat until you're about 80% full. Not 100%, definitely not stuffed, just, comfortably satisfied. This tiny little calorie deficit, when you practice it consistently, makes a massive difference without ever feeling like you're on some restrictive diet.
So the big question is, how do you even know when you're at 80%? Well, as Hiro's grandfather taught him, the secret is just to slow down. It takes about 20 minutes for your stomach to send the "I'm full" signal to your brain. If you eat slowly, maybe put your fork down between bites, you actually give yourself a chance to hear that signal.
Okay, next up is movement. In Japan, walking isn't really thought of as exercise. It's just a basic part of daily life. And this constant, gentle motion is an incredibly powerful tool against that dangerous visceral fat. Now, here's what's so interesting. The science shows that your body specifically targets visceral fat during long periods of low to moderate activity. So when Hiro switched from taking the bus to just a 25-minute walk to work and back each day, he saw a visible difference in 2 months. And he didn't change anything else. It's all about consistency, not intensity. All right, let's talk about food. Washoku is the traditional Japanese way of eating, and it's built on this really simple, kind of genius structure.
This Ichiju Sansai framework, which just means 1 soup, 3 sides, it naturally encourages portion control and lots of variety. Everything is served in these small, separate dishes, so it's kind of hard to overeat any one thing. It's all built around whole foods: fish, veggies, tofu, seaweed, with very little processed junk.
And wow, this comparison really says it all, doesn't it? Hiro's diet in Nagoya was all about convenience and speed, but just shifting back to simple, home-cooked washuku meals, even starting with just 1 a day, made his body feel completely different in just a few weeks. The contrast is just stark.
In Japan, green tea isn't some trendy health drink. It's as common as water. People drink it all day long. And this really matters because green tea is packed with these things called catechins, which studies have shown can specifically help target visceral fat by giving your metabolism a little boost. The real key, though, is consistency, making it a daily ritual.
Okay, so we've covered eating and moving, but what's just as important is how the body rests and repairs itself. And this is where stress and sleep come into the picture in a big way. Now, this one might be a little surprising. The nightly hot bath is a huge cultural staple in Japan, but it's not just about getting clean, it's actually a powerful tool for recovery. The biggest benefit here is a huge drop in cortisol, which is your main stress hormone. And cortisol is directly linked to storing visceral fat. When you're chronically stressed, your body literally thinks it's in danger and holds on to more fat around your organs. Soaking in hot water calms your whole nervous system down, which tells your body, hey, it's safe, you can let go.
Hero's grandfather used to say that sleep is not rest, sleep is repair. And that's such a profound shift in how we think about it, right? When you're sleeping, your body is working hard. It's cleaning things out, it's healing, and it's resetting everything for the next day.
And the science on this is unbelievably clear. We know for a fact that people who consistently sleep less than 6 hours a night accumulate way more visceral fat. So why is that? Well, it's because a lack of sleep throws your hormones into total chaos.
Basically, when you're sleep-deprived, ghrelin, that's the hormone that screams, I'm hungry, it spikes. And at the exact same time, leptin, the hormone that says, okay, we're full, it plummets. Hero experienced this himself with constant cravings for junk food. It wasn't a lack of willpower, it was just a biological response to not getting enough sleep. Fixing his sleep was the key to getting his hunger signals back in balance.
So, we've got all these incredible habits, but there's one final piece that kind of holds it all together. And it's not about food or exercise. It's about your mindset.
You know, the number one thing that kills most health goals is guilt. You have one bad meal, you feel like you've ruined everything, and then you just give up. The Shogunai mindset completely breaks that cycle. It's the practice of just acknowledging a slip-up without any drama, saying it can't be helped, and then simply getting back on track the next day. No guilt, no punishment. So let's just quickly recap the crucial points. These 7 habits, they all work together. They create this whole system that reduces stress, balances your hormones, and gently encourages your body to let go of that dangerous visceral fat. Not a single one is extreme, but when you put them together, they're incredibly powerful.
Look, the goal isn't to be perfect overnight. It's about taking one small, gentle step. So as you look at this list, just think about which one of these feels the most doable for you right now, because that's how real, lasting change actually begins.